sometimes in relationship you feel that you are confined. Walls can be of many types. So Chitra is someone who is also confined, my protagonist from my second story, which is titled Confines. Is she able to come out of it? Will she be able to cope with her situation? And it talks about many other, her stress, her trauma, her struggles, because these stories, all of the stories are on women, and I've talked about the stories of how women can make mistakes but still they overcome it and they come out as winners. Their decisions could be wrong, but they are not wrong as people. So I'm going to read out. This is my excerpt reading series. I'm continuing with the second story of mine, and I'm going to read out from the second story, which is entitled Confines. So I'll read 3 pages. So here I start. The alarm clock was ringing. It was 6 in the morning. Chitra speedily pressed the button to shut its ear-piercing noise. She glanced at the timepiece from half-sleepy, half-opened eyes. She was about to get up when a hand pulled her back beneath the bedspread and she allowed him to. Chitra was willing to take 10 more minutes of sleep before she headed to work. The alarm rang again, this time at 6:10. Chitra shut it off and threw the blanket aside from her body. She tucked her waist-length long auburn hair into a rough chignon and headed towards the kitchen. She made herself a cup of ginger tea, kept one cup beside the bed for Rigudas, and coming to the veranda, she sat on one of the wooden chairs and began reading the local newspaper from behind her glasses. The wrinkles on the side of her eyes creased more when she saw and read about some tragic incident, often shaking her head from left to right in a swift manner. Rigudas, who was awake by now but still in the bed, knew the varied faces that Chitra made while reading the newspaper and smiled in his wakeful state. At 55, he was deeply in love with her, the way he might have loved her when young, only if he had found her during his youthful days. Yet he thanked God in his silent prayers that at last she was in his life now, and only he knew how good that feeling was to see her right beside him and waking up to see her face every dawn. Tea! Now come on, Ribu, wake up, it's already 7. You're going to get late. Chitra shook him many times, and Ribu, who was awake beneath the blanket, relished her love-filled pleadings every day and took some extra time to pretend that he was asleep. After her piece of waking Rigudas up, she went to the garden and sat on the swing, waiting for him to join her. Within 5 minutes, he got out of the bed and joined her in the garden. In the morning, this was a daily affair of them both. They would sit together and have tea, some light snacks for breakfast with loads of conversation, and at times silently gazing at the sky, the garden and each other. They enjoyed being together, and it was particularly in the mornings before they rushed to their respective works. They spent a good amount of an hour and a half conversing, a bit of teasing and laughing. Their life was simple. They had no complicated ties and bonds with the world, not many relatives or people who talked to or visited them, and they lived in their own world with solace and peace. Every day of theirs was a fresh beginning, though they met each other at a much older age. Almost in their mid-40s, yet they felt that their love was youthful and growing deeper with each passing day. A decade had passed, and Chitra was quite content in her connubial bond with Rigudas D'Souza. He was a good-looking man, moderately tall and well-built, dusky skin with sharp features and a stylish beard that made Chitra almost skip a few heartbeats when she first saw him. They met in Darjeeling in a bus while Chitra was travelling alone to attend the marriage of a close friend and was seated next to him. Certainly, Chitra had an alluring personality. Her face had a radiance that even Rigudas couldn't fail to notice. Her skin was shiny and youthful, and she was an attractive woman for her age. Chitra had a full curved stature. She was slightly on the heavier side, yet had a soothing charm and natural blush on her face. When Rigudas boarded the bus and was looking for his seat and found out that his seat was next to a beautiful looking lady, he kind of sighed. "Hello ma'am," he greeted politely. Being in the Air Force, good manners were a part of Rigudas' personality. "Hello," Chitra replied with a smile and slightly adjusted herself by shifting towards the side of her window seat. He smiled back, and after keeping his knapsack inside the luggage holder, sat down with a huff sound that came in a jiffy from his mouth. Chitra could smell the pungent musk odor from his clothes, and it filled the air around where the two of them were sitting. The bus started from the Siliguri main bus terminal, and an hour or two passed without any conversation between them. Chitra was feeling jaded after her train journey of nearly 11 hours from Calcutta to Siliguri, and then the bus without any halting in between, and now she needed rest. She desperately wanted to sleep. Her eyelids were becoming heavy with the pleasant breeze that was coming inside from the small bus window, but she was keeping herself alert and uptight. Ribudas noticed and couldn't resist asking in the most polite tone, "Ma'am, you seem tired. Would you like some hot coffee?" Slightly startled, she gazed at him for a few seconds, then thinking how much she would enjoy a hot cup of coffee, wanted to say yes right away, but he's a stranger. It wouldn't be wise to take something from him. What if he's a thief or some crook? But he doesn't seem one. She was talking in her mind. Here I will stop. These were the 3 pages, and Chitra is in a relationship with her brother-in-law, and he forces her somewhere to get married to him. Is she able to come out of this relationship? What is their relationship all about? Why she feels confined? For that you have to grab this book, Demigods Are Alive. This is my debut fiction, available through Amazon and Flipkart. And I'm also a publisher. I'm Mona Lisa Joshi, and my publishing house is Chrysanthemum Chronicles. If you are a writer, you can go to the Get Published segment on the website and send me a manuscript proposal. We are open to it. And also check out some other books on the books segment on the website. And you can also find it through Chrysanthemum Chronicles' name on Amazon. You will find out all the books. So I hope that you will follow me and you will subscribe my channel for more videos, because I've also started storytelling masterclass where I would be reading out all the stories in their full version. So do subscribe and keep cheering and keep supporting as a reader, as a writer, and to me as a woman entrepreneur. So bye all, take care.
हाँ वही हमारे ब्लूपर जरूर होते हैं यहाँ से लेते हैं